The whip cracked across Reynasol's back for the 14th time, and she refused to scream. Blood traced warm lines down her spine, soaking into the tattered remains of her uniform. The Kethran slavers had stripped her to the waist and chained her to the post in the center of the breeding pens, where the cubs could see what happened to humans who resisted. She kept her eyes on the horizon, on the twin suns setting over the purple plains of Kethros Prime. Anywhere but on the small faces pressed against the energy barriers of the pens. Anywhere but on the cubs who were being taught that cruelty was power. The overseer coiled his whip. 15, he growled in broken galactic standard. You take 15 more, human. Then you break. They all break. Reyna spat blood into the dust. Go to hell. The whip sang through the air again. That's when the smallest cub spoke. Kivi was barely as tall as Reyna's hip, her golden fur still soft with youth, her tail twitching with uncertainty. She shouldn't have been in the observation pen at all. She was too young for the education sessions. But her sire was the compound commander, and he believed in starting lessons early. Count your family, Kivi said, her voice high and trembling, trying to mimic the harsh tones of the adults around her. They'll all go next. The overseer paused mid-swing, surprised. Then he laughed, a sound like grinding metal. Good, little one. Yes. The human's family. Where are they, slave? Reyna's head dropped forward, hair hanging in blood-matted tangles. For the first time since the beating began, something changed in her expression. Not pain. Not fear. She started to laugh. It was a low sound at first, building into something that made the overseer step back. The other guards shifted uncomfortably. Humans didn't laugh during punishment. They screamed. They begged. They broke. My family? Reyna lifted her head, and her eyes blazed with something the Kethrans had never seen before. Not in their slaves, not in their conquered peoples. You want to know about my family? She straightened against the chains, ignoring the fresh blood flowing from her wounds. My family is 8 billion strong. My family spans 47 worlds and counting. My family built ships that cross the void between stars like you cross a road. My family split the atom and walked on their moon before they even knew you existed. The overseer raised his whip again. Silence, slave. My family fought wars that would have glassed this entire planet. We've survived ice ages, plagues, extinction events, and our own worst impulses. We've died in the millions and come back stronger. Every single time. Reyna's voice rose, carrying across the compound. Heads turned guards, overseers, even cubs in the distant pens. You took me from a mining colony. Population 300. You thought we were easy prey because we had no warships. No defenses. Just families trying to make a life on a rock at the edge of nowhere. She locked eyes with Kivi, and her expression softened just slightly. Little one, you just threatened my family. All of them. Do you understand what that means? Growled. Kivi's ears flattened against her skull. Something in the human's eyes frightened her in a way the violence hadn't. It means they're coming, Reyna whispered. Not to rescue me. I'm already dead. And I know it. But they're coming for you. For all of you. The overseer struck her across the face. Lying human filth. Your kind is scattered. Broken. You've been raiding human colonies for 6 months, Reyna continued, spitting blood. Taking slaves. Destroying settlements. You thought we were weak because we didn't fight back immediately. You don't understand us at all. She smiled, and it was terrible. We don't fight back immediately because we're calculating. We're tracking. We're planning. Right now, my family, the real one, the one that spans those 8 billion souls, is preparing something special for you. Enough. The overseer raised his weapon. A sound split the air. Not thunder, not a ship entering atmosphere. The compound's defense klaxon, red emergency lights flooded the breeding pens. The overseer's communicator erupted with panicked voices shouting in Kethran. Ships. Dozens of them, appearing out of nowhere, dropping stealth fields at the edge of the system. Human ships. Reyna closed her eyes and smiled. You wanted to know about my family? My brother commanded a frigate in the Terran Defense Fleet. My sister designed the kinetic bombardment systems you're about to experience. My mother was a combat medic who served in 3 colonial wars. My father taught survival and resistance tactics to frontier settlements. The whip fell from the overseer's hand. And me? I was a communications officer before you took me, which means I've been broadcasting our location, your troop positions, and your defensive capabilities in a compressed signal burst every time you opened that energy barrier to beat me. The horizon lit up with streaks of fire dropships breaching atmosphere. Kivy pressed against the barrier, her young eyes wide with terror. The other cubs were screaming now, crying for parents who were scrambling to battle stations. Reyna turned her gaze to the smallest cub one final time. You told me to count my family, little one. I did. And I told them what you did here. What all of you did here. The first explosion rocked the compound. Humans don't forget. We don't forgive. We just come home. The chains holding Reyna shattered as a breaching charge blew the post apart. Marine armor, black and silver, emerged through the smoke. A helmet retracted, revealing a woman with Reyna's eyes. Got you, little sister, the woman said. Reyna collapsed into her arms. Took you long enough. We had to make sure we got all of them. Every compound, every ship, every Kethran slaver in the sector. The Marine commander looked at Kivy, still frozen at the barrier. Even the little ones, evidence for the tribunal. As they carried Reyna toward the dropship, she looked back one last time at the cubs being rounded up by armored soldiers who moved with the efficiency of righteous fury. Count your family, she whispered to the wind, to the smoke, to the burning compound. Mine counted you back. The last thing Kivy saw before the transport doors closed was the human smile, not cruel, but certain. The smile of someone who had never been alone, even in chains. The smile of someone whose family always came home,